one of the worst things that can happen to you as a kid is to be put into a group home, especially here in Washington State. We've known for a very long time at this point that if you have the unfortune of being a child who's placed in a group home, you very well could be sexually abused, not only by the staff members in these homes, but the other children, many of which are sexually aggressive and older than you. We see this across the state, and countless group homes that have been running in Washington State from the 60s up until present day. I think that, it's a truism that there's probably not a victim out there that fully understands all of the ways the experiences that they suffered as a child being sexually abused has impacted their life, not only at the time that they're being abused, but for everyday sense. Right. It affects so many elements of your life. It affects your relationships with significant others. It affects your relationships with your kids. It affects your relationships with your friends, with your bosses, coworkers. It affects everything, every fabric of your life.
Trust issues, alcoholism, substance abuses, your
Problems
ability
with authority,
your ability to hold a job, all of those things we see time and time again that it's affected.
And the ways in which it affects it, a lot of times, someone who goes through this, they don't fully understand. And one of the reasons for that is that people oftentimes try to bury it, right? That's how a lot of people try to deal with it, is to try to bury it down and not think about it because it's painful and it's embarrassing. There's a lot of shame that's involved with thinking about it and remembering it. And by burying it and pushing it down, they don't fully realize the ways in which it still affects them, and that's common. We see that every day.
So we've worked with some of the most prominent child sexual abuse grief experts in the world. John Conte locally, Dr. John Conte is one of the foundational pieces of the social science research on child sexual abuse, and has been since the 1980s. So we've got to work hand in hand with him as he served as an expert on our cases. Obviously, the easy ones are things like depression, anxiety, this overused concept of post-traumatic stress. But those are just labels for things that are happening daily in your life. Like Mike's mentioned, the disruption in your own relationship, the disruption with your family, your insecurity yourself, your inability to hold jobs, substance abuse, alcoholism, all of those things happen routinely. In fact, it is the atypical person who responds with the resilience to avoid those traps in life caused by child sexual abuse. And you just don't know that it's happening to you because it creeps on you every single day.
When a kid is sexually abused during a time in which they're developing, it breaks them completely. They are not going to be the same person they otherwise would have been. They are going to be a completely different person. This sets them off on a path, a broken path, where they become somebody different than who they might have become had they not been subjected to the sexual abuse that they were as children. We know that. That's not something that's unknown in society today. And the amount of damage that does is substantial, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be remedied to the best that possible at this point in a victim's life.